of my favorite things to do is play some rock and roll punk rock records with you. Come on, man. And we opened the show. I thought it'd be apropos to open it with the Psycho Surgeon's Wild Weekend, the B-side to the punk classic Horizontal Action. One, because last weekend was Gonerfest 19, a true wild weekend. And also, the Psycho Surgeons are from Sydney, and I saw some amazing bands from Sydney, Australia last week. And hey, why not open the show with a total classic, a Blitzkrieg pogo punk banger, baby? Come on. And while I'm talking, man, let's play the A-side too. Let's get our kicks, man. It's Saturday, man. Let's do it. Horizontal Action. Come on. So last weekend was Gonerfest 19. Man, I saw some great bands from all over the world. I met some great people from all over the country and all over the world, man. And sometimes, like, you think you're alone in this stuff, you know, playing the records at home. Then you go out to a fest like this, and you're just like, you know, people are speaking your language, you know? And I love it, man. But, you know, all the people that I met, cheers, and who have found the channel, I appreciate you. Keep in touch. I got my email in the About Me. And you can keep in touch to this to these videos, too. So I raise a glass to you. It was a pleasure to meet y'all. And, you know, a lot of people were asking me, like, you know, did you take footage of all the bands and stuff? You know, that's not really... I don't like doing that, man. I don't like watching a show through my phone. I love when people post footage and stuff. It's fun to watch. I just can't do it, man, because I want to go wild in the moment. I want to live in the moment. So I thought it would be cool to, like, go through the Gonerfest bands that I really loved and I was excited to see, and some new ones that I found through their vinyl. So I got a bunch of records and tapes and stuff from the fest, and then some I had already from bands that I loved that I was excited to see. But we can go through it together, man, and I think it would be a lot of fun. You know? So let's get the Surgeons out of here. Classic from Sydney, man. Here's it on Wallaby Beat from Sydney, Australia. The Psycho Surgeons, baby. Let's go. And you know, before I get to the bands that I saw, there were some vendors there, and I bought some other stuff. I'll go through it real quick. The guy from Feral Kid Records was there, and he did those Teen Line compilations, those Power Pop tapes, like Volume 1 through 8 that I had, and I saw he had a table. I said, this is great. So I bought some cool stuff from him. I bought the Rosillos, the Peel Sessions, 1977, 78. Great tunes. I bought the Angry Samoans, the demos, Are You a Square, from 78 to 81. That was a blast. I blasted that yesterday and listened to it. I bought some 7s from the Os Mutants. I think this is their latest 7-inch, and this is great stuff, man. It's a split with a band called Puff. A reissue. This originally came out in 1980. There's only like 100 copies made. The Insinuations from Richmond, Virginia. Little avant-garde kind of punk stuff, but really fun. You know, I'm glad it got reissued. And this one, you know, I was laughing because somehow we were talking about Science Man, I think, and there's a band on that label too called the Hamiltones, and the Hamiltones put out a record called the Dracula Invitational, and it's like really cool, like dark surf music, but like songs about Dracula, you know. And we were talking. He goes, you know, I'm going to give you this record, and it's better than the Hamiltones, and it came out before the Hamiltones. And it's called Aaron and the Burrs Release the Bats, and it was produced by Giza X, which is pretty cool. And this is excellent surf music, man. Two great sides, and I love the label too. It looks like one of them old school kind of, 45 labels. But yeah, that's it. Oh, I got these cool pins too. I got this cool Damned pin here too from him. I'd love to be at that dinner table, man. And then the Sods, yeah. Television Set. You know, the Sods are one of those bands too. Like, I did that top 100 of the 70s punk, you know, albums, and I didn't include the Sods, and shame on me, man. They definitely should have been in on that. But, you know, our eyes, they may still be bloodshot, and our brains, they still may be wet from last weekend. But we crawled to the finish line, and we made it. So let me give you a little overview of Gonerfest 19, some of my favorite bands and their records. And a lot of this stuff I showed before, but it might be a nice little recap in case you missed some of these bands, because there's some great rock and roll coming out from all over the world. And let's get to it, man. You know, I'm going to cue up the first one while I talk about it. And Thursday, started the fest. And the first band on was really good. I liked them. You know, they were like really good at their instruments, you know, but the band just played too many notes, you know, and I was just, you know, after a while I'm like, oh, you know. But from the ashes of that stage rose this nefarious phoenix. And that phoenix was named Research Reactor Corporation from Sydney, Australia. And it's records I've been jamming for so long, and I love this band. And there they were, man. The second band on for the fest. And let's get a little taste of a track from live at Future Tech Labs, Smell My Musk. Everything and more than their records, man. It was just pure spite, vitriol, violence encapsulated into chords and drums and nastiness. I mean, Billy the lead singer, what a great stage presence. He's ripping his throat out and throwing at you in the audience, man. And, you know, it was early in the day, but as soon as they started playing, the crowd just started going wild, man. And it was a blast. And somebody said, this was one of the quotes of the weekend for me. It was hilarious. He goes, when them boys started playing, man, people started kicking up dust, man. So Research Reactor was kicking up some dust at Gonerfest 19, man. It was such a great set, just full of fury, man. I love it. Let's dig a little more. Fun about punk rock, but yeah, them boys were kicking up dust, man. That was a blast to see them on Thursday, man. And I'm gonna go through these pretty quick because there's a lot to cover. But yeah, definitely check out Research Reactor Core. That's live at Future Tech Labs. And Drew Owen from Six Thoughts did the artwork for this. And more about Drew Owen later. His band played, Six Thoughts played later on. And I did pick up the Research Reactor Corporation US tour tape. And honestly, man, I think this is my favorite Research stuff. The guitar is blistering on it. The vocals are always just sore throat vocals, man. Just great stuff. And I love that cover, little hot dog doing a little Chuck Berry dance there. That's me, dude. Yeah. But yeah, they were fantastic. And you know, it's funny because on Monday, a bunch of these bands that played on Friday and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday went up to Nashville. I went up to that show, and that lineup was stacked, too. It was like, there's a new band called Wesley and the Boys. I don't know how new they are, but they don't have anything out yet, only like digital. I'm waiting for Wax for that, but they were fantastic. They opened the show, and then it was the Shitdells, Cherry Cheeks, the Satanic Togas, Snooper, Research Reactor Corporation, and GT. Like a bill for, like, that's going to be legendary later on, man, you know. And I'll show you this. This is a little program for Gonerfest 19. You know, it shows you know what time the bands are playing and everything. You know, if there's not a band you want to see, you know, you can go get a cheeseburger or something, you know. But it's going to help. Not only did it help me guide me through the weekend, it's going to help me guide, like, through this video. But at 8 o'clock was King Khan and the BBQ show. And I got this email when I was on my way to the fest that King Khan and the BBQ show canceled. And I was bummed. You know, I was like, oh, no. And then I got an email that said King Khan and the Bolivians are playing. I said, I don't know who the Bolivians are, but King Khan will be there, so it'll be cool, right? And this show was excellent, man. It was like total garage slop. Like, I loved it because it was unrehearsed. I mean, they just blasted through these songs one after another with reckless abandon. It was great, man. And I love the fact that, like, you know, King Khan kind of had to turn around and tell the band, like, hey, end the song here. And it just made it so much fun. I was seeing something, like, raw and real in front of me, and it was a blast. King Khan really brought it through. You know, I know the BBQ show couldn't make it, but it was a great show, man. It was definitely a one-off for sure. And Shannon and the Clams closed up Thursday night, and they were good. And then on to Friday, Friday was probably my favorite night, but early in the day, a band called Freak Jeans played. And I'd never heard Freak Jeans. Let me look. I bought their record. I bought both their records, actually. Let me cue this up, and then we'll get into it. I want to play the fourth song on this one. Let's see. Freak Jeans are from the UK. They had such a great stage presence, man. Maybe like some questionable dance moves on stage, but you could tell they were having fun, you know. And after the set, I said I gotta buy these records because they were that good, man. And they played in the daytime. It was maybe like 1:30, and I would love to see them when the sun goes down, you know. But they got Friday night. They lined you up for Friday night. They hyped you up enough in the afternoon to get you really pumped for Friday. And here's a cut off their album. The album's called Hologram. Well, the new crime. Live show, it was like everything I loved about like the early fall and bands like Magazine and stuff like that. It was just super, like, you know, it was that post-punky kind of sound, but like still in the pocket and great. And I bought the records, and I bought two. I bought Hologram and Power Station. And these records, they're good, but they don't capture like what Freak Jeans is like live. Like, you gotta see them. Like, it was a really like ball of fun, man. A lot of cheeky, comments here and there, but like they really killed it. And I like this Power Station cover because it's like embossed. You know, it's a really nice packaging. But if I could recommend one record from Freak Jeans, it would be Hologram. I think Hologram's a little more rock than Power Station. You know. But yeah, they were really good, man. I really dug it. And it was funny because I went to the merch table, and I was like, well, give me the records. I want to get the record. And I saw they had a tour tape, and they had this tour tape 2022. So I said, give me the tape too. And it's funny because on this tape are both those albums. So I could have just bought the tape, but it was nice to have the vinyl too. The records go into a little more like synthy dance kind of vibe, and they had that live, but it was more powerful, you know. But it was still really fun. I would definitely recommend checking out Freak Jeans from the UK. And I like this. I'm not really wild about colored wax or whatever, but this is cool. If you can see it in the video, it's kind of got like this tinfoil kind of feel to the colored wax. I think that's pretty cool. Definitely some creative dudes, you know. So after that, let's see what else we got on the lineup for Friday, man. Oh, so like 3:45, this band, The Surfs, came on. And dude, they really blew me away with their set, you know. And the cool thing about Gonerfest is like it's not all this like rock and roll on 11 like all the way like all the time. Like they really break it up and have like some really cool different subgenres and stuff. And stuff that I think is a little outside the box for me really isn't when I hear it live. And I see these bands, and Surfs really proved that to me, man. They had this mega synthesizer that like you felt like you were in a John Carpenter movie, you know, like that deep synth. And the way the band was set up was like guitar, the drummer was in front as well, and bass, and they were just so good. And the drummer didn't have a cymbal. He had like one of those like, you know, sheet metal roofing kind of slabs, and he would just bang on that thing. And they were wearing like, the one dude was wearing like the Martin Rev suicide glasses. It was just great. It was a really great like kind of dark wave set, and it was a lot of fun. I really liked them. Another band that I think was a little outside of my my box that I thought, was a band called Green Blue. And they played, and I really enjoyed their set, and I bought their record. It's on Feel It. And I'm going to play a track off that record. It's a record called Paper Thin. And they describe on the hype label, what I think is a pretty good description of it, is dreamy post-punk. Was it dreamy post-punk from Minneapolis, an honest and vibrant 25-minute spin. And it is. Some of these riffs on this remind me of like later Replacements kind of stuff, but like darker, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna play the song "Moving On" here from the album Paper Thin. I thought they were really cool. Trudging enough to be tough, but like guitar licks and vocals that are, passionate enough to be sensitive, and it's just really, really a good vibe, man. They had a great live sound, big sound. Because you got these like dark wave bands, you got these insane punk rock bands, and then you got stuff like this that breaks up the monotony, and you realize you're not too far off with all these bands, and it's really cool. It's just a lot of fun. But that's Green Blue. We'll give you a little taste of that. I thought it was great. It's on Feel It Records. Came on this purple wax here. Yeah, really good. Paper Thin is the name of the album. I think there are 3 albums out. I would like to. I'd like to listen to the rest of them. But after Green Blue was the moment I've been waiting for a while. I've been repping this band for so long, and I was just so excited to see them live. And they delivered on every aspect of the live show, man. I had a blast. As soon as they hit the first chord, the crowd was pogoing. They were going wild, man. And it was GT. Started playing, man. They opened with Stuck Down and went right into Chromosome, and people were going wild, man. GT is everything that I love about like punk. It's simple, it's to the point, it's fun, it's hooky, and it's lyrics you can go wild to that, man, we just want to pogo. The kids just want to dance, like the Fast Car said, man. And GT hit the stage, and they ruled it, man. They ruled it. And they were even better, I think, on Monday night in Nashville. It was just such a great... The place in Nashville, like, you couldn't fit another person in there. And then the roof was so small that people were, like, crowd surfing on getting stuck in the air conditioning vents above your head. And you're like, oh my God, this fucking air conditioning unit's going to fall on me. But it was wild. It was just so much fun. And it was so good to see the American audiences lose their minds to some great Australian punk rock, man. And GT really delivered. This is the Atomic EP here. And let's get a little more of that. It's the new one, Stuck Down. Chromosome, baby. They're splitting the tones. Pigs in the Pit, FBI, Commando. I mean, just Combat Kitchens. So many great tunes, one after the other. And it was a relentless like pogo punk onslaught. It was a blast, man. I was losing my head, baby. I still haven't found it. Yeah, GT ruled, man. And then, so I think we're gonna go from my favorite set of the night, which was GT, to I think this was the tightest set of the weekend. And honestly, one of the tightest bands that I've seen in a really long time. And I was blown away by the show. And because, you know, the records are really good. And you know, the records are tight too, but live, it was just another animal, man. And I'm talking about Snooper. This is Mucus for Flies, or you call it Music for Spies, as it came out originally, right? But I'm gonna play my favorite song on the 7-inch called "Runnin'," and they closed with it, and they did like such a good job of like doing this live, but they expanded the end, and it just turned it onto this like great organized chaos. It was so much fun. They never stopped moving. They were like, if they weren't singing, they were always marching in place, or dancing, or doing like some kind of fitness routine on stage, lifting barbells. And the guitar player had a whistle he was blowing through the microphone, and it was just so wild, such great energy. They had this like giant arcade machine prop, and in the middle was this screen that was playing like, you know, cool stuff like monster trucks and like some like 80s, 90s weirdo videos, and it was so much fun. They had like these giant puppets. They must have been 8 feet tall, walking around the crowd, you know, interacting with the people, and it was fun until one stood in front of me. I'm like, get out of the way, I want to see the show, you know? But yeah, they were so much fun, man. So much energy. I haven't seen a band like that. I'm trying to remember the last band I saw that had so much energy like that. I mean, the Briefs had a lot of energy when I saw them, but Snooper is just hyperactive on another level. And I thought to myself too, like, because Snooper played in Nashville on Monday, I was like, you know, Saturday their show was, or Friday their show was so good. Let's see if they can match it on Monday, and they did, and then some. It was just wild because it was a smaller room too. The energy was just encapsulated even more, and it was just so much fun. Snooper, if you could see Snooper, man, I would definitely go see them live. I mean, it's a really good show, and you know, the whole fest was special because, you know, it's bands from all over the world converging in one place, but when I watched Snooper, I really felt like I was watching something like special. Like, this is like really something special. Like, I don't know what it is about it. They just have it all together, and they're going for it. It's great. After those bands was Spray Paint. I don't have time to play all these bands because we're like 25 minutes in right now. Spray Paint's great. They're from, New York, Melbourne, and I don't know, I think Texas? I'm not sure. But they had a really good set. I know a lot of people were hyped to see them, and they delivered, man. That's the only 7-inch I had by Spray Paint. So Saturday, so we talked about Thursday, we talked about Friday. Let's get into Saturday. Early in the day, there was a band called Screensaver, and they're from Australia as well. I never heard them before, but I knew they were playing, and I was pumped to see them. Let's see. I'm going to play the third song. It's called Buy, Sell, Trade. Yeah, I saw their set, and they were really good. The vocals... the front lady reminded me of like a mix between like Susie Sue and like Lena Lovitch, and it was really cool, like synthy kind of fun stuff. So this is Screensaver from Australia. The album's called Expressions of Interest, and this is the song Buy, Sell, Trade. They were really, really a fun band. A lot of energy too, man. A lot of fun. really like atmospheric, kind of moody, synthy style, but like rocking enough, man, where you can really put it on a Saturday afternoon and rock to it, man. I really dug their set, Screensaver. They got a single out too, I gotta pick up. It's just a single and that LP. Yeah, buy, sell, trade, really cool. This is the these are the labels here. Screensaver. I thought they were great. And after that, right after Screensaver actually was a band that I had been pumped to see for a while because I picked up their record, and for a while this was like my favorite record of the year. And they did not disappoint, man. They were really good. From Canada, it was the Retail Simps. And yeah, this is the song called End Times Hip Shaker, part 1 and 2. Wait for this groove, man. This band had like the fundamentals of what I love in a band like Television or Peru, and mixed with like the blues that I love from like a guy like Slim Harpo. And it was just a lot of fun. And their live set was great, man. Let me tell you, man, these guys played loose. They got on stage and it was just loose from the beginning. And sometimes I wondered if they even like knew where the song structures were going. Not that it was bad. It was just, like I said, so loose and freelance, like rock and roll though. And they were like the perfect amount of sloppy and concise when they needed to be, and I loved it. I think the Retail Simps have it figured out, man. Reverberant Scratch, 9 Shots in the Dark by the Retail Simps. I think this is a must-own. I love this record, and I think I said it before when I showed it a couple of months ago. It reminds me of the Kane single where they're shooting pool on the cover there. But yeah, what a blast, man! Little picky parts that remind me of like Little Johnny Jewel and stuff like that. Just really fun, man. And live, they were just great. Really good. Oh, I'm already moving on. I gotta get my roll straight here, man. So we got the Retail Simps, and then the next band I was really looking forward to was the new Buck Biloxi. This is the Retail Simps right here. A Reverberant Scratch. I'm doing my best to move as fast as I can with this stuff, but there was just so much stuff I want to tell you, But the next band I was looking forward to see was the new Buck Biloxi, and they did not disappoint, baby. Straightforward punk rock to take back the alley, baby, and they did it. New Buck Biloxi's gonna put you in the gulag, man. You know what's funny? Like, I don't think the crowd was ready for them. The band before them was like kind of lax, and they came on and just killed it, man. If you like the Spits, you're gonna love the new Buck Biloxi. I remember, like at one point in the set, he goes, I don't know what the new Buck Biloxi means, but he goes, "We're the new Buck Biloxi, and we take this shit seriously." And then they like followed up with a song like "I Hit You with a Brick." It's great. They didn't play this though. It was bomb. That would have loved it. The same thing I love about like GT. It's so deliberate, it's so to the point, and there's no fly ice and dry flying pigs and dry ice. Sorry, it's just so to the point and so good. It's critical, man. Critical punk. 3 chords all the way, man. I love it. And the only bummer was when I went to the merch table after, he didn't even have one. He said I didn't have anything to sell. But what was cool was the after party on Saturday night when the Schizos played. Schizos had an all-star freaking lineup, dude. They had the guitar player from Total Hell and Sick Thoughts. They had Buck Biloxi on bass and Drew Owen from Sick Thoughts on drums. And the next band I'm going to talk about, man, I talked about them last week and I love it. It's my favorite record of the year. Hands down right now. And especially after that set last week, it blew me away, man. I was like over the moon, man. This shit was wild. But we're going to play the song Wake Up Drunk from the new Sick Thoughts album. This set was blistering, man. This set was complete, utter fire, man. So many of us, we woke up drunk after the sets at Gonerfest, but this was like one of the top sets. GT and then Sick Thoughts, I think, were my second favorite set. He played a lot of new stuff, a lot of stuff from the new album, and it was so cool to hear after spinning this record for so long, one rotation after the other. It was fantastic, and he also played at an after party. It was either Thursday or Friday night. He played drums in a band called Fat Savage. And that was the actual the show that the next band I'm going to show you, which you all know. The lead singer of that band, John Brandon, his other band, Easy Action, played. They were great, man. It was really fun. But yeah, Sick Thoughts were great. They had a lot of new stuff, some classics too, and ended up with Drew in the audience, crowd surfing with his guitar going wild. And one of my favorite sets from the weekend, man. Heaven is No Fun, the new Sick Thoughts album. It's a must-have. I love it, man. And like I said, what was so cool about this was like you saw Sick Thoughts play, and right after, Negative Approach came on stage, and they just ruled, man. And it was awesome because you saw like the new wave first. You saw Sick Thoughts, like they're the ones carrying the torch that Negative Approach brought us, man. And it was so cool. And Negative Approach was so good, man. These guys have not lost a step. They sounded as fresh as ever, and it was just an amazing set. And I loved it, man. I thought they were fantastic. Sick Thoughts in a Negative Approach. That should be its own tour. That would be killer, man. That would kill audiences nationwide, And then the after party was amazing. The after party was at the High Tone, and it was Cherry Cheeks opening. I love Cherry Cheeks. They're a really cool band, man. They were even better on Monday. I saw them in Nashville. They were even better. And then the Satanic Togas, baby. Come on. Satanic Togas rule. And, I forgot to show you these. Actually bought these Snooper tapes. Speaking of Nashville, that Monday show. This tape, I didn't have one thing on it, the Snooper 7-inch. The rest of the stuff I got. It's on this tape is Music for Spies, the Snooper 7-inch, and the GT RRC comp. They do ELO, Don't Bring Me Down, and the Beatles come together. And then there's some new stuff called Hack Attack, which is really cool. And then they had some leftovers of their West Coast tour tape. So I picked that up too. There they are hanging out there. And I missed a bunch of tapes, but I'll show you anyway. I think I showed this last week. It's the new GT on tape. And it was cool to hear some of these live songs, like these songs live, like I Hate Driving in the City, and then in Nashville they played Grease Rock Chemical. That was really fun. Another one, the Satanic Togas played on Saturday night, and I got their new tape here, man. And this is going to be stuff from the new album. There's a song on their set list called Digital World. And they played it, and it was so good, but it's not on this tape, and I haven't heard it anywhere else. Even I snagged a Toga set list. This is the set list for the show. They were just amazing, man. That's a band I wanted to see. They did not disappoint, and they were just fantastic, dude. Another one I got was this band called the Straight Arrows, and this is like archaic garage rock and roll, man. This is on Warpman Inc. This is, I think it's Ishka's label, if I'm not mistaken, from the Togas, and he's the TV repairman. They did 19, this is number 19 out of 25. They only did 25 copies of this thing. Great rock and roll garage sleaze. And I'm going to leave you with a band that played last on Saturday night at the after party. It's a band we love, and they were banned once from the High Tone. And I don't know, it remains to be seen if they're going to get banned again. But that show was pure violence, man. The show was wild. There's some things I won't even say on camera. But, mic stands were flying, monitors were flying across the stage. And it was the one and only, the Schizos, man. They brought the Raucous to the High Tone on Saturday night. It was a great way to end it, man. We got banned from the High Tone once. Let's see if we can do it again, man. Hey, man, it was a hell of a weekend. And this was a marathon of a video, too, man. We played a lot of records. To everyone I met at the Gonerfest, cheers. It was a pleasure meeting you. Keep in touch. And everybody watching, thank you so much. Remember, always be good to each other. And always be somebody, baby.